The Mind to Body to Balance program is all about redesigning your relationship with food. It's about looking at the reasons why you are eating food in a negative pattern and the way that you're using food as a coping mechanism, so to cope with stress, to cope with negative life experiences, to cope with overwhelm, to cope with past trauma. And it's getting very clear on your negative relationship with food and then creating a more positive relationship with food where we step into a mindful or intuitive eating approach and use different positive coping mechanisms to deal with all the emotional stuff. The Balanced Way was created by me in 2017 when writing my book. It was inspired by an incredible quote that I read by a man called Viktor Frankl, and the quote went like this: "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. And in that space is our ability to choose our response. And in our response lies our growth and our freedom." So The Balanced Way was created with this quote in mind, and it's really turned into this infographic where we can see ourselves or the space that we have in our life in terms of a triangle. And the main aim within this is to create the most space that we can have, because when we have a lot of space in our life, we have a lot of emotional awareness. We've also created a lot of tools that we're using on a daily basis so that we have space to choose our responses in a mindful and conscious way. When we get up to the very top of the triangle, we're operating in a place of no space. So we're in reaction to everything. When we're in reaction to everything, we're choosing whatever we can in our life to deal with the overwhelming emotions and stress. So we often resort to negative coping mechanisms to help us deal with the overwhelm of stress, of relationship issues, and just day-to-day living. So it's about bringing in massive amounts of positive coping mechanisms, positive daily self-care practices that are keeping you in that bottom part of the triangle. So in my own life, I've incorporated daily strategies that allow me to do that. Connecting with nature is so important for me, going down to the beach, watching the ocean. I also have a daily practice of meditation, and I try to get to yoga 2 or 3 times a week. All these things are the self-care strategies that I put in place to keep me balanced and connected. My connections are also really important. That's connections with my partner, with my children, and with my beautiful group of friends that I have around me that support me and that I can support them through times of challenge. In the 8-week course that I'm offering online, we will start an incredible journey to transformation. All the information that I have learnt over the past 10 years is being strategically put into this 8-week course and broken into 8 modules so that you can easily learn each section week by week and have that week to implement the changes that will allow you to step into the bottom area of the triangle. We look at creating a vision for our best self. We then use a positive guided meditation to help us visualize what that looks like. We also use tapping as a way to change our beliefs. We then bring in a practice of how can you bring in exercise, how can you bring in healthy eating, how can you bring in meditation. And we do this week by week so it doesn't feel overwhelming. I am so excited to share with you practical strategies and resources to create profound change in your life.